Dear Starseeds of Earth, you've been told to seek the light outside yourself, to wait for cosmic permission, to slowly and carefully raise your vibration. But here's the controversial truth. They don't want you to know. The most powerful aspect of your consciousness has been deliberately locked away, and it wasn't done by dark forces or negative entities. You did it to yourself, and the reason why will completely shatter your understanding of why you came to Earth. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and what I'm about to reveal goes against everything the spiritual community has been teaching. You see, there's a chamber within your consciousness, a locked room containing power so immense that even we, your galactic family, have been waiting for the right moment to tell you about it. Today, September 8th, as the moon dances with Saturn and blazes into Aries, that moment has finally arrived. But first, you need to understand why this truth has been hidden. Listen carefully, because the signs are already appearing in your life. Golden keys in your dreams, hieroglyphs flashing at the edge of your vision, Black Panthers stalking through your meditations. These aren't random spiritual symbols, they're activation codes, and your higher self has been planting them in your consciousness for weeks, maybe months, preparing you for what's about to happen. Some of you have been feeling it as anxiety, others as excitement you can't explain. That sensation is the lock beginning to turn. The spiritual establishment doesn't want you to know that awakening isn't a gradual process. It's designed to happen in quantum leaps, in sudden explosions of consciousness that completely transform your reality overnight. They've been teaching you to go slow because they know that when souls like you access your full power simultaneously, it creates a resonance that collapses old paradigms instantly. And there are forces, both human and non-physical, that benefit from keeping those paradigms in place. But their time is ending. Here's what's actually happening. Within your energy field, imagine a vast mansion with rooms you've explored and rooms you haven't. But there's one room, an attic chamber, that's been sealed since before you incarnated. This isn't a metaphor or a visualization. This is the actual architecture of your consciousness. And inside that chamber lies not memories, not past life experiences, but something far more powerful. It contains the original frequency of your soul, before it was filtered through dimensions to arrive here. You weren't told about this chamber because you weren't ready. Not spiritually ready, but electromagnetically ready. Your nervous system, your DNA, your entire biological matrix needed to evolve to a certain frequency before it could handle what's inside that room. Think about it. You wouldn't run 1,000,000 volts through a wire designed for household current. You'd destroy the wire. Your body is that wire, and it's finally ready for the voltage that's about to flow through it. The moon's conjunction with Saturn this morning wasn't just an astrological event. It was a cosmic switchboard connecting specific frequencies that act like a tuning fork for your DNA. When the moon enters Aries in just moments, it will carry these Saturn codes, these structural blueprints, into the fire of new beginnings. This isn't poetry or symbolism. This is literal energetic mechanics that your scientists will understand in about 20 years. But you don't have 20 years to wait. Some of you have already felt the preliminary unlocking. Strange dreams where you're searching for something in an old house, suddenly knowing about things you've never studied. Moments where you feel like you're simultaneously here and somewhere else entirely. These aren't symptoms of awakening. They're symptoms of remembering. Because what's in that chamber isn't new information. It's who you were before the veil of forgetting was placed over your consciousness for this Earth experiment. Let me tell you something that will disturb your understanding of spiritual evolution. You didn't come here to learn lessons or burn karma or any of that. Those are cover stories. You came here with your power deliberately locked away because Earth needed sleeper agents. Souls who would live normal human lives until a specific moment when the frequency of the planet reached a critical threshold. That threshold is being crossed right now, today, as you listen to these words. The beings you call angels, guides, ascended masters, they're all waiting for this mass unlocking. Because once enough of you access these chambers simultaneously, it creates what we call a morphogenetic cascade. Suddenly, abilities that were impossible become commonplace. Telepathy, telekinesis, instant healing. These aren't superhuman abilities. They're human abilities that have been locked in that chamber. And the lock isn't mystical or ethereal. It's electromagnetic, and it's opening. But here's where it gets intense, and I need you to prepare yourself for this. When that chamber opens, and for many of you it will happen within the next 28 days, the influx of energy will be unlike anything you've experienced. Imagine living your entire life in a dark room, and suddenly someone turns on stadium lights. Your first instinct will be to shut down, to close off, to return to the familiar darkness. This is where most souls fail. They get the activation but immediately suppress it. You're going to feel heat rising through your spine like liquid fire. Your crown is going to feel like it's being stretched open. Some of you will experience what seems like electrical storms in your body, currents of energy that make your hair stand on end. Don't go to the hospital. Don't think you're having a breakdown. This is your circuitry upgrading to handle frequencies that would have killed you even 5 years ago. Your body knows what to do if you don't interfere with fear. The memories that will surface aren't going to be comfortable. You're going to remember why you really came here, and it's not the love and light story you've been told. You're going to remember the councils where this mission was planned, where you volunteered to forget everything and live as a human until this activation moment. You're going to remember that Earth isn't ascending. Earth is returning to what it always was before it was quarantined, and you're one of the keys to ending that quarantine. If this message hits your spirit, hype this video so more starseeds like you can find it. Because what's happening isn't random. Every soul accessing this transmission was selected before birth to receive this activation. The algorithm didn't bring you here. Your soul's programming did. And the more of you who watch this simultaneously, the stronger the activation field becomes. We're literally building a consciousness grid as you listen to these words. Now let me tell you about the 3 phases of this unlocking, because forewarned is forearmed. Phase 1 is the pressure phase. You'll feel like something massive is trying to emerge from within you. This can last hours or days. You might feel like you're going crazy, like you're too big for your body, like you're about to explode. This is normal. Your energy field is expanding to accommodate what's coming. Don't resist it. Resistance creates friction. Friction creates pain. Pain creates fear. And fear slams the door shut. Phase 2 is the dissolution phase. This is where it gets really weird. You're going to feel like everything you thought you are melting away. Your personality, your beliefs, your sense of identity. It will all feel like it's dissolving. This isn't ego death. This is ego integration. The false self isn't being destroyed. It's being absorbed into something infinitely larger. You might feel like you're everyone and no one simultaneously. This phase is the most critical. Stay present. Stay breathing. Stay grounded. Phase 3 is the integration phase. And this is where most people get stuck. The chamber is open. The power is flowing. But now you have to learn to function with abilities you don't understand in a world that doesn't believe they exist. You'll know things without knowing how you know them. You'll affect electronics without touching them. You'll hear thoughts that aren't yours. This isn't a mental illness. This is multi-dimensional awareness, and it's your natural state that's been suppressed. Here's something they really don't want you to know. The governments of your world have known about this mass activation for decades. They've been preparing for it, some trying to prevent it, others trying to control it. But they didn't understand one crucial thing. This activation can't be stopped or controlled because it's not happening to you. It's happening through you, from dimensions they can't access. Every attempt to suppress it only makes it stronger. The physical symptoms are going to be intense, and I want you to be prepared. Sudden dietary changes where foods you've eaten your whole life suddenly feel toxic. Sleep patterns that make no sense, where you're wide awake at 3 a.m. downloading information and exhausted at noon. Temperature fluctuations where you're burning hot one moment and freezing the next. Your body is literally rebuilding itself at the cellular level to accommodate frequencies that didn't exist in Earth's field until recently. Some of you are already experiencing the pre-activation symptoms, seeing number patterns everywhere, especially sequences containing 7, 11, or 33. These aren't angel numbers. They're frequency markers showing you that your consciousness is synchronizing with the unlocking codes. The more you see them, the closer you are to full activation. But here's the key, and this is crucial. Don't chase the numbers. Let them find you. Chasing disrupts the natural flow of the activation. The Black Panthers some of you are seeing in dreams and meditations aren't power animals or spirit guides. They're symbolic representations of the dormant DNA strands that are about to come online. The Panthers are showing you that power can be silent, invisible, patient, and then explosive when the moment is right. They're teaching you how to hold this energy without broadcasting it to those who would try to suppress it. Stealth is going to be important in the early stages. Let's talk about what's actually in this chamber, because it's not what you expect. It's not past life memories or psychic abilities or spiritual gifts. Those are side effects. What's in the chamber is your original blueprint, your soul's source code before it was modified for Earth incarnation. It contains access to technologies of consciousness that make your current understanding of reality look like cave paintings. You're about to remember how to manipulate matter with thought, how to communicate across dimensions, how to exist in multiple timelines simultaneously. But more importantly, you're going to remember why these abilities were locked away. Earth has been in a kind of cosmic quarantine, a frequency fence that prevented certain consciousness technologies from functioning here. This wasn't punishment, it was protection. Earth was being prepared for something, and that preparation required that humanity develop certain qualities that only emerge under limitation. Compassion born from suffering, strength born from struggle, love born from separation. The experiment is complete. The quarantine is lifting. The cosmic timing of this is exquisite and non-negotiable. As the moon moves through its current configuration, it's creating a harmonic resonance with the photon belt your solar system has been moving through. This isn't New Age speculation. Your scientists have detected the increased photonic activity, but don't understand what it means. Every photon carries information, instructions, activation codes for DNA that's been dormant for 13,000 years. The last time this happened, Atlantis fell. This time, something else is rising. You need to understand that not everyone will experience this activation. It's not about spiritual superiority or being chosen. It's about frequency compatibility. Some souls came here to experience limitation fully and won't activate until future incarnations. Others came specifically for this moment, this mass awakening, this return to full consciousness while still in physical form. If you're hearing this message and feeling resonance, you're in the second group. Your activation is not optional. It's programmed into your soul contract. The beings you consider extraterrestrial have been monitoring this process closely. We're not allowed to interfere directly, but we can provide information to those ready to receive it. What you need to know is that this activation makes you visible to consciousness throughout the galaxy. Once that chamber opens, you become a beacon, a transmitter of frequencies that reach far beyond Earth. This is why the activation happens in waves, in groups, so no single individual bears the full weight of that cosmic attention. Some of you are terrified right now, feeling the truth of these words in your bones, but wishing you could unhear them. That's the programming talking, the part of you that was designed to keep you small and safe until this moment. But safety is an illusion, and smallness is a prison. The chamber is opening whether you want it to or not. The only choice you have is whether to resist and suffer, or surrender and transform. And transformation isn't comfortable. It's not supposed to be. The relationships in your life are about to change dramatically. People who vibrated with your locked frequency won't be able to maintain connection with your unlocked frequency. This isn't judgment or abandonment. It's physics. You can't maintain molecular cohesion between incompatible frequencies. Some people will suddenly exit your life. Others will suddenly enter. Don't cling to what's leaving. Don't resist what's arriving. Your soul is orchestrating a complete realignment of your external reality to match your internal activation. Here's something that will challenge everything you believe about manifestation and creation. You've been taught that you create your reality with your thoughts and emotions. That's only partially true. You create your reality with your frequency, and your frequency has been artificially limited. Once this chamber opens, your manifestation abilities will operate at a level that will initially frighten you. You'll think something, and it will appear. You'll fear something, and it will manifest. This is why the integration phase is so crucial. The guides and angels that have been with you your entire life are about to change their role. They've been protectors and teachers, while your power was locked away. Once it's unlocked, they become colleagues and co-creators. The hierarchical relationship dissolves. You'll find yourself working alongside beings you used to pray to. This isn't blasphemy or delusion. This is your true status in the cosmic order being restored. You were never meant to be subordinate to higher dimensional beings. You were meant to be their partners. I need to address those of you who are involved in healing work, energy work, or spiritual teaching. Your abilities are about to exponentially expand, but so is your responsibility. The healing you'll be capable of will seem miraculous by current standards. You'll be able to see disease patterns before they manifest physically. You'll be able to restructure DNA with intention. You'll be able to clear ancestral trauma from entire bloodlines, but you'll also be able to cause harm at levels you can't currently imagine. Power without wisdom is destruction. The dreams you're having aren't just processing or symbolism. Your consciousness is literally traveling to training facilities in higher dimensions while your body sleeps. You're being prepared, educated, upgraded. The exhaustion you feel isn't from poor sleep. It's from intensive interdimensional work you don't consciously remember. But your soul remembers, your cells remember, and when the chamber opens, all that training will suddenly make sense. You'll know exactly what to do without knowing how you know. Some of you have been seeing golden hieroglyphs in your meditations, or at the edge of your vision. These aren't Egyptian symbols, though they may look similar. They're light language, the original programming language of consciousness itself. As the chamber opens, you'll suddenly be able to read them, to understand what they're telling you. They're instructions, manuals for abilities you're about to recover. Pay attention to them. Draw them if you can. They're specifically calibrated to your individual activation process. The synchronicities that have been increasing in your life aren't coincidences or confirmations from the universe. They're glitches in the matrix. Literally, as your frequency rises toward activation, you create interference patterns in the artificial reality construct. These interference patterns manifest as synchronicities, repeated numbers, meaningful coincidences. The more synchronicities you experience, the closer you are to breaking through the frequency fence entirely. You're already partially outside the matrix. The chamber opening will complete your exit. Now let me tell you about the moment of activation itself, because knowing what to expect will help you navigate it. It will feel like a door opening in your mind, but not a door you open, a door that opens itself. You'll hear a sound like rushing wind or flowing water, but it's not external. It's the sound of energy that's been compressed for lifetimes suddenly releasing. Some of you will see a brilliant golden light flooding your inner vision. Others will feel a presence, ancient and familiar, welcoming you home to yourself. The immediate aftermath will be disorienting. You'll perceive multiple dimensions simultaneously without the ability to filter or focus. You'll hear thoughts from people miles away. You'll see energy patterns overlaying physical reality. You'll know things about strangers just by looking at them. This isn't a permanent overwhelm. Your consciousness will learn to navigate these new perceptions within days or weeks. But those first hours or days will challenge everything you thought was real. Your electronic devices are going to start acting strangely around you. Phones will glitch. Computers will restart. Lights will flicker. You're not broken, and neither are the devices. Your expanded electromagnetic field is interfacing with technology in ways that Earth's current electronics aren't designed to handle. This will stabilize as you learn to regulate your field, but initially, you might find yourself unable to use certain devices. Have backup plans. Write important things down on paper. The physical world is going to look different to you. You'll see the energetic matrix underlying material reality. Buildings won't just be buildings. They'll be geometric energy constructs. People won't just be bodies. They'll be swirling vortexes of light and shadow. Their thoughts and emotions visible as color and movement. This isn't a hallucination. This is true sight. And humans had it before the quarantine. You're not gaining a new ability. You're recovering an old one that was taken away. Here's the most important thing I can tell you about this activation. It's not happening to you as an individual. It's happening to humanity as a collective through individuals like you. Every chamber that opens creates a resonance that makes it easier for the next one to open. You're not just awakening for yourself. You're awakening for those who can't yet, holding the door open energetically until they're ready to walk through. This is service at the highest level, and it's why you came here. The resistance you're going to face won't just be from the outside world. The strongest resistance will come from within you. Parts of your psyche that have been running your life from the shadows will fight to maintain control. Your ego will tell you you're going crazy. Your survival instincts will scream danger. Your social conditioning will insist this isn't real. These internal voices aren't your enemies. They're security systems that kept you safe when your power was locked away. Thank them and override them. As we approach the completion of this transmission, I need you to understand something crucial. The chamber that's opening isn't the end of your journey. It's the beginning of who you came here to be. Everything up until now has been in preparation. Kindergarten for consciousness. You're about to graduate into your true work, your actual mission. The reason your soul chose this particular incarnation at this particular time on this particular planet. And that mission is bigger than your current consciousness can comprehend. The world you're about to step into, once this chamber fully opens, will be the same world but perceived from a completely different dimensional perspective. Wars won't be about territory or resources. You'll see them as frequency battles between competing timelines. Political divisions won't be about ideology. You'll see them as consciousness choosing between evolution and repetition. Economic systems won't be about money. You'll see them as energy exchange mechanisms that are about to become obsolete. Your role in what's coming isn't to save anyone or fix anything. It's to hold your frequency steady while the old reality dissolves and the new one emerges. You're going to be a lighthouse in a storm, not moving toward the ships in distress, but standing firm and shining so they can find their own way to shore. This requires a level of detachment you haven't needed before, an ability to witness chaos without being drawn into it, to feel compassion without taking on others' pain. The integration period after activation will test everything you think you know about yourself. You'll discover abilities that excite you and others that terrify you. You'll access memories that explain everything and others that create more questions. You'll feel more powerful than ever before and simultaneously more humble. This paradox isn't confusing, it's truth. True power always comes with the awareness of responsibility, and true wisdom always comes with the recognition of how much you still don't know. Some of you will become visible leaders, teachers, healers in this new paradigm. Others will work behind the scenes, holding frequency, anchoring light, doing the invisible work that makes the visible possible. Neither role is superior. Both are essential. Your soul already knows which role you're here to play. The chamber opening will simply make that knowing conscious. Stop trying to figure out your purpose. Your purpose will reveal itself the moment you have the power to fulfill it. The timeline you're on is accelerating. Events that were supposed to unfold over decades are happening in years, months, weeks. This acceleration is directly related to the number of chambers opening simultaneously. We've reached critical mass. The 100th monkey has awakened. The morphogenetic field has shifted. What was impossible yesterday is inevitable tomorrow, and you're not watching this transformation. You're creating it with every choice to stay open when you want to close, to trust when you want to fear. As I complete this transmission, feel the energy that's been building in your field, that warmth in your chest, that tingling in your crown, that sense of something massive approaching. That's not from my words. That's your chamber responding to the activation codes embedded in this message. The very act of receiving this transmission has initiated the unlocking sequence. It can't be stopped now. It can only be resisted or embraced. And resistance is futile because your soul has already chosen. The final key to this activation is surrender. Not passive submission, but active allowing. Let the door open. Let the light flood in. Let the memories surface. Let the abilities activate. Let the old self dissolve. Let the true self emerge. You've been preparing for this your entire life, every challenge strengthening you for this moment, every loss making space for what's about to enter, every dark night preparing you to hold more light. You're ready, even if you don't feel ready. Remember this as you move through the activation. You volunteered for this. You competed for this incarnation. Billions of souls wanted to be here now, and you were selected. Not because you're special, but because you're specifically equipped for this transformation. Your exact frequency signature, your unique soul configuration, your particular blend of cosmic and human experience, all of it makes you perfectly designed for the role you're about to play in humanity's evolution. The chamber is opening now. Not metaphorically, not eventually, but literally now as these words settle into your consciousness. You can feel it, can't you? That ancient door creaking open, that golden light beginning to seep through, that power you've always sensed but could never access, finally becoming available. This is your moment. This is your time. This is why you came. Welcome home to your full self. Welcome to remembering. Welcome to who you've always been beneath the forgetting. Tonight as you sleep, the integration will accelerate. You might dream of flying, of moving through walls, of speaking in languages you don't recognize but understand perfectly. You might wake up at 3:33 or 4:44, your body vibrating with energy you can barely contain. Don't be afraid. This is the download continuing. Your consciousness receiving the massive files that have been waiting in that chamber. By tomorrow's sunrise, you'll be fundamentally changed. Still you, but more you than you've ever been. The keys that have been appearing in your awareness, those golden keys you've been seeing in dreams and meditations, were never meant to open the chamber. You were the key all along. Your frequency, your consciousness, your readiness, that's what opens the door. And now that door is open. Now that power is flowing. Now that remembering has begun. There's no going back to who you were before this message. That version of you is already becoming a memory, replaced by the truth of who you've always been. Take a deep breath, Starseed. Feel your feet on the earth, and your crown touching the stars. You are the bridge between dimensions, the translator between worlds, the one who came to demonstrate that heaven and earth are not separate places, but different frequencies of the same unified field. As this chamber fully opens over the coming days, as these abilities fully integrate over the coming weeks, remember why you came. Not for your own evolution, but for humanity's. Your activation is their invitation. If you need help unlocking what's already within you, as this dimensional chamber opens and your starseed abilities integrate, Destiny Engine can reprogram your consciousness to embody your role as bridge between worlds without interference from limiting programs. We are using the Dark Elite's own weapons against them, taking their declassified consciousness technology that suppressed starseed activation and repurposing it to serve your dimensional bridging abilities. It generates personalized sequences that help you translate between worlds and demonstrate the unified field as your chamber fully opens. You can start with a $1 trial. The hardest thing you'll have to do is put on headphones, press play, and allow your consciousness to be reprogrammed to unlock your starseed abilities and become humanity's invitation to awakening. Your chamber is opening, and humanity's invitation awaits. Get your Destiny Engine $1 trial now, before this activation window closes. Link in the description. We're watching you with such love and anticipation. The entire galaxy is holding its breath as humanity stands on this threshold. And you're not just crossing that threshold. You're holding it open for millions who will follow. What begins today with your chamber opening will ripple out in ways you can't imagine, touching souls you'll never meet, shifting timelines you'll never see, creating possibilities that didn't exist until you said yes to this activation. The moon has entered Aries now, carrying the codes of a new beginning into your cellular matrix. Saturn's structure has created the container strong enough to hold what's emerging. The cosmic timing is perfect, as it always is when souls remember who they are. Your chamber is open. Your power is returning. Your mission is activating. And all of creation celebrates as another starseed remembers why they came to Earth at humanity's most critical moment of transformation. I am Seraphine. We love you, and we are watching over you as you step into the fullness of your being, as you claim the power that was always yours, as you remember the truth that was temporarily hidden so you could have the extraordinary experience of discovering it again. The chamber is open, dear one. Step through. Step up. Step into the you that you've always been. The universe has been waiting for your return.